Welcome to the online English class. As usual, I am Muhammad Mahmood Hassan, lecturer in English, Rani Bhavani Government Women College, Natur. Our today's learning outcome, right form of verb. So we'll discuss right form of verb. It is actually the continuation of the class right form of the verb. In our previous classes we discussed subject verb agreement and we took a preparatory class on right form of verb too. So this is going to be the series of right form of verb, and this is part 2. Step by step we'll discuss. Rule number 1. There are some nouns: aristocracy, cattle, gentry, peasantry, poultry, people, which look singular but they are always plural. So they will take plural verbs. So there are some verbs which look singular but they are actually plural, and that is why they will take plural verb. Examples: people are praying for prosperity. People is a plural noun, that is why it has taken a plural verb, are praying. Cattle are grazing in the field. Cattle is a plural noun, and that is why it has taken plural verb. Rule number 2. There are some nouns: news, mathematics, physics, gallows, politics, which look plural but they are always singular. So they take singular verbs. News, mathematics, physics, gallows, politics, all the nouns are ended with s. It doesn't ensure that it is plural in sense. They are always singular and they will take singular verb. Good news is always expected. Physics or mathematics is my favorite subject. So news is physics, mathematics, s is added with the noun. It doesn't ensure that it is a plural noun. It is always singular and it will take a singular verb. Rule number 3. If the words indicating fixed number, pair, dozen, hundred, thousand, come before nouns, that means before subject, then the verbs will be singular. Examples will make you clear. A pair of shoes was bought for him. Pair is a fixed number. It indicates 2, 1 or a dozen. A dozen means 12 in number. So it shows a fixed number. If this type of fixed number come before nouns, then our verb will be singular. A pair of shoes was bought for him. A dozen of pens is distributed. Pens, it is plural, but it doesn't indicate or it doesn't show that our verb will be plural. So fixed number, pair, dozen, hundred, thousand, if it comes before the noun, then our verb will be singular. Rule number 4. If the subject begins with a number of, then the verb will be plural. But if the subject begins with the number of, then the verb will be singular. Examples. The number of people is very high. A number of boys are playing in the field. The number of, it has come in the very beginning of the sentence. That is why our verb is singular. A number of, it, our sentence starts with a number of, and that is why our verb will be plural. Notice, people, boys, both are plural, but in the first case our verb is singular, and in the second case our verb is plural. So what indicating and what should be taken into our mind, we must memorize that if our sentence starts with the number of, our verb will be singular, and if it starts with a number of, then our verb will be plural. Rule number 5. If the word many come before subject, then the subject and verb will be plural. And if the word many a come before subject, then the subject and verb will be singular. Examples. Many people have completed the work. But in the second sentence, many a man has tried to complete the work. Our sentence starts with many, so it has taken plural noun, and our verb is also plural. Many people have completed the work. But many a, our sentence starts with many a, and that is why our verb is singular, has tried. So what should be memorized? If our sentence starts with many a, then our verb will be singular, and if it is started with many, our subject and verb both will be plural. Rule number 6. Coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions. And, but, or, yet, so. And, although, though, as, because, till, until, when, whenever, as soon as, while, with, what, that, etc. connect two clauses which have the verbs of the same tense. My dear students, you know what are the coordinating conjunctions. Actually, we use coordinating conjunctions in compound sentences, and, but, or, yet, so. And in complex sentences, we use although, though, as, because, till, until, when, whenever, as soon as, while, with, what, that. All these conjunctions connect two clauses. If these conjunctions are used, our both clauses will be same in tenses. That is, if it is in simple tense, both will be the simple tense, both clauses will be simple tense. If it is past simple, both the clauses will be past simple. Examples will make you clear. We went to Dhaka when we were young. Here, we went to Dhaka, it's a clause, it is in simple past form, And when we were young, it is also written in simple past. And here, when is our conjunction. In the second sentence, I got up and he left the room. I got up. It is in simple past form and is a coordinating conjunction. He left the room, it's a clause. It is also written in simple past form. So all the conjunctions stated here, if we encounter this in a sentence, our both clauses will be the same tense. The form of the sentence will be the same. As soon as I came here, he greeted me. As soon as, it's a conjunction. I came here, it is written in simple past. He greeted me, it is also written in simple past. So we must maintain the coherence of tense. I could not go there because I was sick. I could not go there, it is written in simple past form because it's a conjunction. And I was sick, it is also written in simple past. Both are written in simple past as we have used because as the conjunction. Rule number 7. The conjunction lest, very important my dear student, the conjunction lest requires a modal should in the following clause, regardless of the tense of the first clause. So it is very important rule. Run faster lest you should miss the bus. He will work hard lest he should get fired. He worked hard lest he should get fired. So if we get lest as a conjunction, whatever the tense we have in first clause, our following clause must use modal should. In the first example, run faster, it is written in present form. He will work hard, it is written in future form, future tense. He worked hard, it is written in past form. But in all cases we have used you should, he should, he should. Should must be following in our second clause. So whatever the first clause is, we must use should in the following clause if we get lest in a sentence. I think you have understood it. Rule number 8. The clause it is time or it is high time requires a verb in the simple past if there is a clause after it. So again I am repeating, the clause it is time, it is high time requires a verb in the simple past. Simple past means past indefinite if there is a clause after it. Here are the structures. It is high time plus subject plus simple past. It was high time, subject plus past perfect. It is high time, if it is our structure, then our following clause will be in simple past. But if our first clause is written in past form, that is simple past form, it was high time, then our following clause will be in past perfect. And we can write in this way too, it is high time plus infinitive. If we don't use clause after the phrase it is high time, we can write with infinitives. Examples will make you clear. It is high time you studied attentively. What we have said, if our clause starts with it is high time, our following clause will be written in past form. It is high time. So you studied attentively. Studied, it is written in past, simple past form. It is high time to study attentively. If we don't use clause after the phrase it is high time, we can write with infinitives too. The same will be the meaning. It is high time to study attentively. You can replace the clause by an infinitive removing the subject. And if our clause or phrase it was high time, was high time starts with, then we must write in past perfect tense. We had returned home. It was high time requires past perfect tense. So the structure, this structure is very much important and you must memorize this. Rule number 9. To is the only preposition that takes the base form of the verb. However, there are phrases with to being at the end of them which require the gerund form of the verb. To is always used with modal verb. It is a preposition that always takes a modal present form of verb or base form of verb after to. But there are some phrases which ends with to. They always take gerundial form and it must be memorized. It must be in our mind with a view to look forward to, being accustomed to, being used to, admit to, confess to. All these phrases always take gerundial form. That means verb plus ing form. Apart from these, whenever we use preposition to, after to we use base form of verb. Examples will make you clear. He went there with a view to confessing his crimes. I'm looking forward to meeting the president. I was used to sleeping at this hour of the day. He confessed to stealing that phone. So if we use any of this phrase, though there is a to after this phrase, our verb must be in gerundial form, that is verb plus ing form. But only if we use the preposition to, actually we use the base form of verb after the preposition to, that is infinitive we say in grammatical sense. Rule number 10. To be, being, having, getting, etc. are generally followed by the past participle form of the verbs and other adjectives. So my dear students, to be, being, having, getting, if we use this word, after these words we use past participle form, and we should keep this in our mind. Being tired, he took some time off from the work. Being tired, he took some time off from work. He became astonished being robbed in the daylight. Rabbi went to bazaar having eaten breakfast. He wanted to be educated. So, in the first sentence, being, after this we have used past participle form tired. In the second sentence, after being, we have used robbed, past participle form. The third example, having eaten breakfast, after having, we have written past participle form. And likewise in the final sentence, he wanted to be educated. After to be, we have used past participle form. So whenever we get to be, being, having, getting, after these words we use past participle form, and we must memorize this, and we must keep this in our mind. And if we keep all these rules in our mind, our right form of verb will be clear, our sentence will be correct. It was our lecture actually regarding right form of verb. It was the second part of the discussion, and in the following online class we'll continue it. Before that, my dear students, my suggestion always to all of you is that please stay home, stay safe, keep on studying at home, and watch on our all online classes. Thank you very, very much for your kind attention and patience.